Everybody around me is talking, saying what they're gonna do. As for me, I'd rather keep walking and let them all watch me move.
There are just some musicians on the Mid-South Audio stage who stand out. Kent Lee was one of them. From the moment we met him, there was this spark that was just radiating from him, a passion to share his incredible talent with others.
And that's exactly what Kent is doing today from his music studio on West Main Street in Salisbury. I got to spend some time with Kent, and let me tell you, just being around him is enough to ignite the musician within.
Music is one language that the entire world can understand. It captures feelings and emotions. Making music allows one to express themselves in a way that normal conversation would fall short. Kent Lee, the owner of LP Music Studio, found his passion for music at a young age, and it's continued to expand over the years.
I am a church boy, and I started playing in church. I actually started playing saxophone in church, and my love for music just started to grow, and it became very, very passionate, and it went from saxophone to piano, from piano to guitar, and then I discovered Prince in high school and found out that Prince played all his instruments, and I said, I want to be able to do that.
Kent doesn't only share his passion with others, he also teaches others in hopes that they too would find love in a new creative outlet. However, the decision to start this new adventure was not entirely Kent's idea.
I didn't really see it in myself. I really have to give the credit to my wife. For a long time, she would say, I think you need to open up a school. I think you need to do private lessons.
With Kent's skill set, he's able to teach students from beginners to intermediate in all age groups, catering to specific needs, which gives participants a customized learning experience.
We do everything from formal training with standard notation to some non-traditional ways of training. It's all about musicianship, just musicality, training young people, well, people of all ages. But I have students from the age of 4 to the age of in their 60s or 70s. Each student is a patient where I'm figuring out what is best for them. You know, what method what avenue do I need to take for them to open that door to that whole enjoyment of music.
I'm not sure if Kent knows it, but from talking with him, I can see that his passion for teaching is creeping toward being as strong as his passion for music, as he greatly enjoys witnessing the aha moment in his students.
Last night I had a guitar student, and I was showing him some chords, and he's not doing full chords yet. He's just doing some basic chords on 2 strings. And just him being able to strum and figure it out, and you could tell in his head, he's like, I've seen people do this, and now I'm doing it. Just that smile on his face, to be a part of that. You know, it's not a matter of, oh, I did it, but just to have a part in that feels good.
As Kent helps people sharpen their musical ability, he's also able to show his students how to record and produce their own work.
My college degree was in music production and music recording, and if there's someone that's listening that knows anything about that, that's a degree that you really don't need to be in that world. My vision is to be able to give young people an opportunity to learn music industry studies, learn about recording technology.
Kent has a different type of love and appreciation of Salisbury than those of us who were born and raised here.
Salisbury was my summer vacation from the age of, I think, 10 to 12. And I never thought that this would be my home. I never thought that I would meet my wife here. I never thought that I would be teaching.
Kent has made it his life goal to continue to use LP Music Studio as a pathway to a life filled with music and music production. He hopes to one day have his school become accredited so that his students can take their music knowledge and use it in a professional environment without the stress of a large student loan. Kent is one man making his dream, along with the dreams of many others, come true right here in Salisbury.
It's certainly fun to be able to go out of work just to go and jam with Kent Lee, as you saw. Well, if you're interested in meeting up with Kent or perhaps getting music lessons from him, we'll have all of his contact information on our website, delmarvalife.com.
Such a wonderful addition to downtown Salisbury.
So cool.